All right, listeners, ready to dive into the world of sport bikes.
Let's do it.
Today, we're taking a look at the Aprilia RS 457.
Yeah, the RS 457.
This machine is causing quite the buzz, and, well, we're
Yeah.
here to unpack why.
Mm-hmm.
So, can a sport bike really be for both brand new riders
No.
and track day enthusiasts?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
It is, and
Can they pull this off?
that's what we're going to figure out.
Yeah,
We've got research reviews, all kinds of stuff, and honestly,
I think they might have.
yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's start with what makes this bike so special.
Okay.
Under the hood, you've got a punchy 457cc parallel twin engine,
Okay.
delivering 47 horsepower.
Right.
Now, for those who live and breathe horsepower, that might not sound like a lot,
Yeah.
but hold on.
Okay.
This engine is designed to deliver a smooth, manageable power band, perfect for
Right.
someone just getting their feet wet.
Sure.
And before you experience riders tune out,
Yeah.
keep in mind this thing is incredibly lightweight.
So it's not just about, raw horsepower. It's about that power to weight ratio. And that's where the RS 457 really shines.
Okay.
That lightweight design means nimble handling, a thrilling ride, even if you're not,
Yeah.
hitting triple-digit speeds.
Right.
Plus, Aprilia didn't scump on the tech.
No, they didn't.
The kind of tech you'd usually find on a much more expensive bike.
Exactly. We're talking about a bike that looks and feels premium,
Yeah.
but without the premium price tag.
Yeah.
And speaking of looks, this thing is a head turner.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
You can see Aprilia's racing heritage on full display here.
Oh, for sure.
Sleek, aggressive lines. Kind of reminds me of like a panther,
Oh, yeah.
crouched and ready to spring.
I like that.
And don't even get me started on the color option.
Oh, yeah. The colors.
Acrylic black, a classic GP replica,
Mm-hmm.
and a fiery lava red.
Oh, nice.
I mean, they really enhance that kind of fierce look.
Yeah.
But it's not just about looking fast.
Yeah.
Aprilia's really paid attention to ergonomics, too.
Yeah.
Making sure the rider's comfortable even during, spirited riding.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something I always appreciate, because who wants to be cramped up and uncomfortable when you're trying to enjoy the ride, right?
Exactly.
So we've got this bike that's both stylish and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But how does it actually perform on the road?
Well, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds is nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, wow. It's
pretty quick.
Yeah, that is quick.
Quick enough to put a grin on your face, for sure.
Yeah.
And thanks to the ride-by-wire throttle, the power delivery is nice and smooth.
Oh, yeah.
So, even if you're new to riding,
Yay.
you're not going to feel like you're fighting the bike.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's very predictable.
Okay, so that's reassuring for new riders.
Yeah.
But what about those of us with a little more experience?
Sure.
Is there anything in this bike for us?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
The RS 457 has multiple riding modes, road rain and track.
Oh, very cool.
So you can really tailor the bike's performance to different conditions and your own personal riding style.
All right, so break those down for me.
Yeah.
What's road mode all about?
So road mode gives you a smooth, predictable throttle response,
Okay,
perfect for everyday riding.
got it.
Then you've got rain mode, which basically dials everything back.
So this is for when it's wet out.
Exactly. It makes the throttle less sensitive,
Okay,
and it increases the intervention of the traction control system.
so you're not slipping and sliding all over the place.
Exactly. It helps keep you stable and in control even when things get a little slick.
Yeah, very cool. So rain mode is all about safety.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so what about track mode?
Track mode.
This is where things get interesting, right?
That's where the RS 457 really comes alive.
Okay.
It sharpens up the throttle response, reduces the traction control, and lets the ABS become less intrusive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, basically it lets you push the bike to its limits
Nice.
in a controlled environment, of course.
Of course.
And let's not forget the cherry on top,
Oh, what's that?
that sporty, aggressive exhaust note.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Oh, yeah. It'll turn heads wherever you go.
See, that's the kind of detail that gets me excited.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about a bike that performs well.
No.
We're talking about a bike that's designed to create an experience.
Exactly. An unforgettable one.
Yeah, and it seems like Aprilia really thought of everything.
They did.
The performance, the aesthetics, the overall riding experience.
Mm-hmm. They haven't stopped there either.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. This bike is loaded with tech
Really?
that you would expect on a much pricier machine.
Wow.
The high-resolution TFT display is a perfect example.
I was just going to ask about that.
Yeah.
What makes this display so special?
It's not just about having, a fancy screen.
Right.
It's about clarity and control.
Mm.
This display gives you all the essential information. but in a customizable way.
Okay.
So you can prioritize what you see.
All right. I like that.
So whether you're focused on your RPMs or, and keeping an eye on your fuel level, you can tailor the display to your needs.
That's awesome. And is that something you see a lot on bikes in this class?
You don't.
That's pretty unique.
It's not very common, no.
Okay, so what other tech have they packed into this thing?
Well, they've got rider aids like traction control and ABS.
Okay.
And those aren't just bells and whistles. They're there to enhance safety and control, especially for new riders.
Right.
And just for added convenience, you've got keyless ignition and adjustable suspension.
Wow. It's like they took all the best features from higher-end bikes and said, why not offer this to everyone?
I think that was the goal.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
But how does it stack up against the competition?
Okay.
In its class?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of bikes like the Yamaha R3.
Sure.
And the Kawasaki Ninja 400.
Right. Well, that's where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
The R3 is a good bike, but it just doesn't have the same level of tech or raw power as the RS 457.
Oh, okay.
And while the Ninja 400 is a closer competitor, in terms of performance, I think the RS 457's design and that racing pedigree give it an edge.
Okay, so it sounds like the RS 457 is offering a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah.
But what about the buck?
Okay.
How much is this Italian stallion going to set you back?
Okay, hold on to your helmets because the RS 457 starts at a very competitive $6,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Considering everything it brings to the table. Pre-orders are opening later this year.
Yeah, end of the year.
And bikes hitting dealerships early 2024.
That's right.
Now, I know we've been singing the RS 457's praises.
Sure.
But it's important to be objective here.
Right.
Every bike has its pros and cons.
Of course, every bike does.
So lay it on me.
Okay.
What are the downsides?
Okay, so we've already covered the pros. Powerful engine, cutting-edge tech, lightweight, track-ready design, and incredible value. But let's be real.
Okay.
There are a few things to consider.
Okay.
For experienced riders, those 47 horses might feel a bit underwhelming.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Especially on the open road.
Right.
It's also missing a quick shifter, which some riders might miss.
Okay.
And lastly, the fuel tank is on the smaller side.
Okay.
So you might be making a few extra pit stops on those longer rides.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are all valid points.
They are.
But for riders who prioritize handling, tech features, and overall value, those downsides might be easily overlooked.
I think so.
Right.
It really comes down to your individual needs and preferences as a rider.
Exactly. And that's what makes the motorcycle world so fascinating.
It is.
There's a bike out there for everyone.
There is.
But before we move on, I'm curious, what stood out to you the most about the RS 457?
What really strikes me is how Aprilia has managed to infuse this bike with its racing heritage while making it accessible to a wider audience.
Right.
A delicate balance.
It is.
And they seem to have nailed it.
I agree. It's a smart move that allows them to tap into a new generation of riders while staying true to their roots.
Yeah, I think they've done a great job.
Now let's shift gears and take a closer look at some of the technical details.
Okay, let's do it.
That make this bike such a beast on the track.
All right. So let's talk about that lightweight aluminum frame.
Okay.
It's not just about keeping the weight down.
Right.
It's about how that translates to the feel of the bike.
Okay.
Like imagine leaning into a corner and just feeling totally connected to the road. That's what this frame is designed to deliver.
I'm starting to see why they're calling this a track-ready machine.
Yeah.
What else contributes to that feeling of control?
Well, the fully adjustable suspension plays a huge role.
Okay.
You can fine-tune the front forks and the rear monoshock to match not only your riding style, but also the road conditions.
Yeah.
So like, picture this.
Yeah.
You're on a smooth racetrack one day, and then you're hitting some bumpy back roads the next day.
Right.
This adjustable suspension lets you dial in the perfect setup for each scenario, so you're always in command.
That's a level of customization you don't always see in this price range.
No, you don't.
It's like having a bike that can adapt to any situation.
Exactly.
So it's not just a one-trick pony.
No, not at all.
And what about the brakes?
Oh, yeah.
Are they up to the task?
Absolutely. The RS 457 comes with dual 320mm front discs and a 220mm rear disc,
Okay.
all paired with bi-brake calipers.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
But what it means is you've got some serious stopping power.
Okay.
Which is crucial for both safety and performance.
Yeah, I'm all about feeling confident when I hit the brakes.
Of course,
especially when I'm pushing the bike a bit.
Exactly.
Speaking of pushing the bike.
Yes?
Let's get back to those riding modes.
Okay.
We touched on them earlier.
It did.
But I think it's worth diving a bit deeper.
Absolutely.
So just to recap, you've got road, rain, and tracker.
That's right.
And each mode adjusts the throttle response, traction control, and ABS settings to create the optimal experience.
Exactly.
Okay, so road mode is all about that smooth, predictable power delivery for everyday riding.
Yeah, commuting around town, that kind of thing.
Perfect. What about rain mode?
So rain mode, think of it as your safety net on those slippery surfaces.
Okay.
It dials back the throttle sensitivity even more.
Got it.
And increases the intervention of the traction control system.
So it's keeping you safe?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's giving you more stability and control, even when the conditions are less than ideal.
Yeah, that's a feature I know I'd appreciate.
Yeah.
Of those wet days.
Definitely.
And track mode.
Track mode.
That's where things get really interesting.
That's where the fun begins.
Right.
This is where the RS 457 really unleashes its potential.
Okay.
The throttle response sharpens up, traction control backs off, and ABS becomes less intrusive.
Wow, so they're really letting you take control.
Yeah, it's all about giving you the freedom to push the bike to its limits in a safe, controlled environment.
It's like turning the bike into a precision instrument.
Yes.
Designed for speed and agility.
Honestly.
But even with all this talk about track performance,
right,
it's important to remember that this bike isn't just for seasoned racers.
No, it's not.
The beauty of the RS 457 is that it offers something for everyone.
Exactly, and that's what makes it so special.
It's that perfect balance between accessibility and performance.
It really is.
Right.
You know, but there's always that one question.
Oh, what's that?
That pops up when you're talking about a smaller displacement sport bike.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Is it powerful enough?
Yeah, I was wondering when we were going to get to that.
Right.
Some riders might be skeptical about the 47 horsepower.
Yeah. Especially compared to some of the bigger bikes out there.
Right.
I get it. But here's the thing.
Okay.
The RS 457 isn't about brute force.
Right.
It's about finesse and control. That lightweight design, that nimble handling. It means you can really push this bike in the corners.
Okay.
And have a blast, even if you're not hitting top speed on the straights.
So it's not about chasing numbers.
No, it's not.
It's about the joy of riding.
Exactly.
Okay, I can get behind that.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Aprilia will surprise us with a higher performance variant down the line.
Now that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
I could definitely see them releasing a more powerful version, for those who crave even more speed.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
It wouldn't be the first time they've pushed the boundaries.
No, it wouldn't.
But even in its current form, the RS 457 has a lot to offer.
It does. It's a well-rounded package.
It is.
Delivers on style, performance, technology, all at an accessible price point.
Speaking of technology,
yeah,
we were talking about that TFT display earlier.
We were.
What kind of information can riders see on there?
Okay.
While they're out on the circuit.
It's pretty comprehensive.
Okay. You've got your standard stuff like speedometer, tachometer, gear, position, indicator, fuel gauge.
Right.
But what sets it apart is the level of customization.
Oh, I love customization.
Me too.
So what can you personalize on this display?
Well, you can choose what information is prioritized.
Okay.
So if you're really focused on your RPMs during a race,
right,
you can make that the dominant feature.
Okay.
Or if you're more concerned about fuel levels on a longer ride,
yeah,
you can adjust it accordingly.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of control.
So it's like having a co-pilot.
Yeah.
That understands exactly what you need.
That's a great analogy.
And it ties back into what we were saying earlier about this bike being designed for both new and experienced riders.
Exactly. It's got something for everyone.
I like that.
Yeah.
So for those listening who might be on the fence about this bike, what would you say is the most compelling reason?
That's a good question. To consider the Aprilia RS 457.
I'd say it's the overall package.
Okay.
It's a bike that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Performs admirably and comes loaded with technology that enhances both the riding experience and your safety.
So it's got it all.
It really does.
Beauty, brains, and a whole lot of heart.
I like that.
It's a bike that makes a statement
It does.
without shouting.
Exactly.
Now, for those who are curious to learn even more, we've included links to some in-depth reviews and articles in the show notes.
So be sure you check those out.
But before we let you go,
yes,
we want to hear from you. Would the Aprilia RS 457 be finding a home in your dream garage?
Ooh, good question.
Tell us why or why not.
Yeah, we're genuinely curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, because the beauty of the motorcycle world is that
there's a perfect bike out there for everyone.
That's so true.
It is.
And whether you're a seasoned rider or just starting out, the journey is all about finding that two-wheeled companion that speaks to your soul.
It's about the freedom of the open road.
Yes.
The wind in your hair, the connection you feel with your machine.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
It sounds like you're saying the RS 457 isn't just a great bike. It's like a great starting point, a taste of that sport bike experience.
Yeah, a stepping stone.
Without being too intimidating.
Right. But a really fun one.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of experienced riders might find themselves gravitating towards it too.
You think so? Even seasoned riders would be tempted by this.
I think so, yeah. Because sometimes, you don't want to wrestle the 200 horsepower beast.
Right.
Sometimes you want something lighter, more agile, something that lets you just focus on the pure joy of riding.
Right.
And I think the RS 457 really delivers that.
Yeah. It's like choosing a scalpel instead of a sledgehammer.
Exactly.
That's the right tool for the job. And let's not forget, this bike is packed with features.
It is.
That would usually cost a lot more.
Yeah. You're getting that TFT display, adjustable suspension, the riding modes.
It's a premium package.
It is a premium package.
Without that premium price.
Without the price tag, yeah.
So for those listening who might be on the fence, what would you say is the most compelling reason to consider?
Ooh, that's tough.
The Aprilia RS 457.
I would say it's the overall package.
Yeah.
It's a bike that looks fantastic.
For sure.
Performs admirably. And comes loaded with technology.
Yeah.
That enhances both the riding experience and your safety.
It's got it all.
Yeah, it's a bike that can grow with you as a rider.
It really is. It's a bike that makes a statement without shouting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for those who are curious to learn more, we've included links to some in-depth reviews and articles in the show notes.
Always good to do your research.
Yeah.
But before we let you go, we want to hear from you.
Okay.
Would the Aprilia RS 457 be finding a home in your dream garage?
Good question.
Tell us why or why not.
Yeah, let us know. We're curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, because the beauty of the motorcycle world is that
there's a perfect bike out there for everyone.
That's so true.
It really is.
And whether you're a seasoned rider or just starting out, the journey is all about finding that two-wheeled companion that speaks to your soul.
Beautifully said.
Well said. Back at you. And with that, we're going to wrap up this deep dive into the world of the Aprilia RS 457. We hope you enjoyed the ride.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep the rubber side down.